I'm Ashton Addison from Blockwest Capital for Investment Pitch Media, and today on the Crypto Coin Show we have Esther Jade, the head of ecosystem at Enjin. Esther, welcome to the show. Excited to dive into gaming, what Enjin's been working on with Efinity, and the world of NFTs and Web3 just combining for such a crazy experience. I feel like it's going to revolutionize the entire gaming industry, and your team's playing a big part in that. So let's dive into the discussion. But before we start, I'd love to hear a little bit about your background in crypto and how you got into this spot, working on these amazing initiatives at Enjin.
Yeah, so I started out I actually found Enjin in 2014. So I was part of like a gaming community forum. So for anyone that doesn't know here, Enjin actually it was established in 2009, and we created a community forum just called Enjin, the Enjin Network. And that kind of insisted different community enthusiasts and gaming enthusiasts to join by these community forums. And some of these forums could be like Minecraft related or World of Warcraft. And that's kind of how I joined. I was a gaming enthusiast. I love games. And our CEO and our CTO are both game fanatics. So if you mix gaming and blockchain together, you get blockchain gaming. So yeah, and that's kind of how I joined in 2014, really. But in 2017, Enjin created their Enjin Coin token, which is an ERC20 token on Ethereum. And since then, that's when I joined Enjin as a team member. And since then, I've been working alongside Enjin, pioneering the NFT space, working alongside some amazing other people as well on the team.
Very cool and great background. I feel like a lot of people that are in cryptocurrency used to be avid gamers, and now especially with the introduction of NFTs and DeFi into what's to be known as GameFi, it's really combining those industries, which is great. And that didn't really exist back in 2014, 2016 when Enjin was there, but now the industry is sort of coming to fruition. Now, your job at head of ecosystem, I understand that the Enjin ecosystem is huge. It has all these different moving parts, not just specifically with gaming, but a whole blockchain protocol and more. Maybe you can talk about the suite of products at Enjin and then where you're specifically focused.
Awesome. Yeah. So great question. So Enjin, for those that don't know, Enjin has a wide range of products. We first started out with our Enjin wallet, which is the way I like to think of it is like a world of NFTs directly in your pocket. You can easily access all the NFTs and tokens, and it holds just a wide variety of different features within the Enjin wallet app. We also have our Enjin marketplace. Recently, we've been kind of developing a new marketplace called NFT.io, which is just a more user-friendly. It's easier to use. It holds more features than our current marketplace, and we're really excited to get that out there as well. In addition to that, because we have a wide range of adopters as part of what I do at Enjin, is to oversee our ecosystem growth team and all of the adopters and game developers that utilize Enjin's tech stack. As part of that, we also develop software development kits, which are SDKs. So people and game developers can just plug and play their project utilizing Enjin's tech, Enjin's API and Enjin's SDKs as well. So we have a lot of products and different services for the end user, for those that might be not so familiar with NFTs or with crypto. And then we have also products to facilitate those game devs that want to utilize Enjin in their games. So right now, I think it's good to touch a base on just the different things that we're working at the moment. So we're working on a new upgrade of the Enjin Wallet app. So the Enjin Wallet app actually has over 2 million installations worldwide. It's one of our most successful products out there, but we've realized that over the years, and as you probably have noticed as well, NFTs in general have boomed quite a lot. I think every person or celebrity knows an NFT by now. So we realized that we need to address the usability aspect of our products and make sure that, as I like to say, make sure that my grandma could even use our Enjin products, because if she can use our Enjin products, then anyone can, and anyone can just, they won't run into any bottlenecks. And we want to definitely lower the barriers to entry with using our products. So we're working on a new Enjin wallet app in addition to a new Enjin marketplace. And our major thing that we've been working on the past year or so is Efinity. So Efinity is a cross-chain NFT highway, which I can also go a little bit more into that as well. But yeah, we've got many things aligned and many things on the roadmap. And kind of what I do is, as mentioned, I oversee our ecosystem growth, making sure that we can onboard users as easy as possible, whether that's through dedicating time to them or creating more technical documentation, more one-on-ones and content to ensure that they can use Enjin's tech or API in the most easiest and seamless way possible.
Makes perfect sense, Esther. I believe that it really needs to be, as you mentioned, as easy as your grandma to use the Enjin wallet, which already has a huge network effect with that 2 million downloads, and I know it's been around, before the evolution of what NFTs are. They're still evolving of what they will become to get them into the hands of everybody. And I'm curious on the integrations that Enjin has done so far with some of the games, and you mentioned about the developer side making the NFTs on the marketplace and Enjin ecosystem easy to connect into the games, and vice versa through a wallet out of the game, whether to buy them, sell them, or use them in the game. I'm curious if you can give any specific examples of, just for people that are looking to understand more so about the utility of NFTs in the game and how you can sort of extract that value out and use it.
No, great question. So a few examples that we have some game studios. So obviously Enjin has been more primarily focused on gaming because our CEO and CTO are big fans of games. And a few examples to note, we have games such as Lost Relics and Kingdom Carnage and Nestables that are some of you that I'm going to mention that are using Enjin's tech. And the way that they're using Enjin's tech is by using Enjin's API and pulling information and querying information of their players if they have an NFT or not. So to put it in very simple terms, there can be a game where you're in like a dungeon, you're doing a quest, and you find a sword, and that sword could be an Enjin NFT, and that player will have that Enjin sword. It will be transferred from the game dev's wallet to the user's wallet, and they have themselves a free blockchain digital asset, which is playable in that game. And we also do this thing where you can have different digital assets but are playable in different games. So one item could be playable in one game and the other one could be playable in the other. And the way that kind of boils down into what is the utility is that Enjin NFTs are backed by Enjin coins. So if the user or if the player wants to melt down their asset, you can get the Enjin coin from within the NFT. So if an NFT is backed by maybe 10 Enjin coin, then the user can melt down the NFT and they get their 10 Enjin coin directly into their wallet. We also have like a linking system. So game studios, like I've mentioned, Lost Relics and Kingdom Carnage and so forth, they link their users' wallets to the Enjin's API. So easily it's already working together, and there's very minimal coding needed to get it all up and running. And especially with the SDKs as well, we have some such as C++ and C# SDK, which makes it really easy for game devs to just plug and play, and they can start using Enjin's API and they can start creating NFTs on the network. Hopefully, yes, that answers your question.
Yeah, no, that sounds incredible to, not be able to just melt down your item and boom, there's cryptocurrency in your wallet. So there's obvious value in that. And it's great to see that you have some big partnerships already. Maybe you can give a scope of where you see NFTs in the gaming space and how far Enjin's come so far into partnering with really large games and getting NFTs into the hands of millions of players And I feel like there's a ways to go still until we get to the AAA games that already have millions or tens of millions of players using NFTs as well.
Yeah, exactly. So for our soft launch of NFT.io, our upcoming marketplace, we collaborated with Entropia Universe. So Entropia Universe is an MMORPG. They've been in the space the gaming space for so long. I think they're one of the first MMOs out there to have an actual in-game currency as well. So what that means is we've collaborated with them for our soft launch to auction off 5 different eggs, which hold utility for Entropia players. So anyone who acquires one of these eggs through the auction, they will have different benefits from holding the eggs, such as affiliate marketing. They receive commission through affiliate marketing off that specific NFT, in addition to also acquiring like an in-game pet as well in the game. So there's we've been working with various different game studios. We're planning to get all of our game developers as well on board with the new upcoming marketplace. And yeah, we've also in the past couple of weeks we've partnered with Square Enix to create NFTs as proof of authenticity for digital items and for also physical items. So Square Enix have various physical items, and whoever purchases one of these physical items will also get an NFT, which just proves that you officially own one of these unique physical items, which are very, very rare to get as well. So we've got some exciting things coming up, and those are just a few of the things that we've got lined up as well.
Mm-hmm. Much anticipated to see the NFT.io marketplace. I'm curious on how much emphasis on the growth of the marketplace do you think will drive the whole ecosystem? We've seen in OpenSea, as one of the biggest NFT marketplaces, the revenues were higher than eBay during the peak of the NFT craze last year, and it seems to have a network effect where people of all types of NFTs are moving them to there. I feel like there's a great niche, obviously, with Enjin in gaming, that the marketplace is going to have NFTs that are related to in-game items. Do you see that as a giant hub for games that will start attracting through the marketplace to bring more games into NFTs?
Yeah, 100%. I like to think that moving forward, we're going to be very focused with blockchain gaming, and that's what the NFT new marketplace is going to really show into the future as well. Because we also have our game developers with their own games, and we'll have them on to also utilize NFT.io, the new marketplace. And the way that we see blockchain gaming is it's still very new. I think we've seen just overall in the space, there's backlash with very hurted players who are very passionate about gaming, and we know that NFTs in gaming has a bit of controversy. So I think that will come within time to get more and more players on board. It's not really anyone's mission to solve. I think it's just as a community we need to ensure that people are well educated about why NFTs work in games. And I think one of the reasons that we fall back on mainly at Enjin is that, for example, if a game were to no longer exist, at least if you have your digital items as part of the game, you will still always have access to your digital items, despite the game maybe no longer being operational. So I think it's important for players who spend maybe $100 on a skin. I think it's important for them to truly own that skin, because for me personally, I play a few games. I'll try and think. I play a few games that do have in-game purchases, and when I purchase maybe a skin of some sort, I want to truly own that. I want to make sure that if that game were to not exist in 5 years' time, I want to still hold on to that skin. and maybe even transfer it from one game to another. So there's definitely growth, I think, overall in the whole ecosystem. We're seeing that NFTs are the craze right now, and DeFi was kind of the craze in 2021 and 2020. So we can definitely see blockchain gaming continuing that and even growing more with different companies and brands utilizing NFTs for their own games. But I think it's just a matter of it would take a bit of time.
I agree, and I'm excited to see that functionality as well. Anytime you can extract value after putting so many hours into something, and having been a gamer a decade ago, getting almost nothing out of it besides a few tidbits of knowledge, not really a lot of value. I think it's going to be a world of change for future gamers. Now, with the Enjin ecosystem, part of it is Efinity that you spoke about, and from what I understand, Efinity is actually running on the Polkadot substrate ecosystem, and that's heading up the NFT part. Is it? Maybe you can talk about Efinity specifically and what's the goal there.
Yeah, so I think to provide a bit of context, so we've built on Polkadot, and the reason why we chose Polkadot is because we felt as a team we resonated with what they're doing. We resonated with their core values. The features that they bring to Polkadot, such as security and interoperability, is unlike anywhere that we've seen with any other chain. I think it's worth to mention that Polkadot is still very, very new. So Efinity itself, we won the 6th parachain slot in December of 2021. So what this means is Polkadot ran parachains for auction, where different projects could host these crowd loans, and they have community members to also just provide DOT to their crowd loan. And with this, Efinity won the 6th one, and we were officially on the Polkadot ecosystem in March. And from there, we've been building up Efinity and ensuring that we can also onboard users on there, making sure that we can also get our game developers on there. Many features that also lie within Efinity, such as fuel tanks and governance. So some of the features on the parachain also share what is on the relay chain, and the relay chain is the main chain of Polkadot. So some of those features on the relay chain is governance, interoperability, security, and scalability. I think one of the main things for Efinity as we scale and grow the whole ecosystem and we onboard more and more people on board, I think it's important to keep scalability in mind, and Polkadot does that perfectly because we will never run into issues such as slow pending transactions. I think everyone knows that mainnet is very slow, and it can be congested at times, and the gas fees are too high. So we want to give the chance that game developers and players don't have to wait. They don't have to wait hours just for a transaction to complete. With Efinity built on Polkadot, the scalability just ensures and allows users that they can have a seamless gaming experience, a rich gaming experience. Some other features as well, part of Efinity that will drive adoption, is the use of fuel tanks. So users can, and people and game developers can use and hold EFI tokens, and they can deposit EFI tokens into fuel tanks, which allows players to no longer have to really pay for transaction fees. So it becomes a really easier network to just utilize and manage versus maybe mainnet, Ethereum, or some other chains out there. One particular thing why I think Polkadot and why we built Efinity on Polkadot is something I'm very passionate about, which is the environmentally friendliness of Polkadot. We know there's many chains out there, proof of work, proof of stake, that just use so much energy, and in a time where global warming is a thing, and we're seeing, well, I'm definitely experiencing the heat where I am, so I'm definitely feeling it. So with that, we can give users and game devs the ability to mint and distribute NFTs on Efinity, knowing they're not going to really damage the planet in that process, which I think is really important.
I completely agree, and that's great to hear. And you're right about the Polkadot ecosystem being pretty early on compared to Ethereum's. But as you mentioned there's a lot of benefits for the speed and the cost and the energy efficiency as well. Are you seeing throughout the NFT industry the companies, taking a look at these factors as well and being like, oh wow, we really need to make sure that we have a carbon footprint, or that we have this necessary speed if we're going to ramp up the game to a certain size, and therefore we should be looking at Efinity to partner with?
Yeah, exactly. Especially like big game studios out there, if they're getting millions of players every month, the first thing you'd want to think about is how does that affect the planet, and how does it affect what you're doing in a day-to-day basis. So with Polkadot, I think there was a recent chart that came out only a few days ago, which showcased Polkadot with multiple chains alongside, and Polkadot was the one that used 0.1 gigawatts an hour, which is the most greenest blockchain out there by far, with all of the other proof of stake blockchains as well. So we know that they're leading in terms of security, and we know that they're leading in terms of environmentally friendliness as well. So if you're a game studio and you're seeing 1 million, 2 million, or whatever high count of players every month, you really do want to think about how does that affect the planet. I think that should be a core thing, and of course, security is one of the main things. You don't want to have any particular hacks or exploits within games, and I think security is one of the things I always ensure that people should be looking into. They want to make sure that their games are secure, and because this is on the blockchain, and as we're moving more into play and earn, you don't want any players losing any funds across as they're playing games. I think that's a really important thing, which we really take pride in, because we take security very seriously, in addition to other features as well that Efinity holds and provides to our game devs and to our adopters.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree, and you're right about the security of your gaming account is even more important when there's real world funds attached to it, and a lot of value that could be accrued. So good to be taking care of those players. Now, you mentioned there about large gaming studios that may be interested in looking into integrations. There's so many games yet that have not even really took a step into towards NFTs and GameFi, and also so many millions and millions of players, more likely players watching this. For those viewers, what's the best way to follow along with the games that are integrating with Enjin and the upcoming NFT marketplace, and however else they can learn about capturing some of this value that's being created from NFTs and gaming?
Yeah, awesome. So I think the best way to stay up to date is definitely through our social media. We are in the process of creating a big developer hub, so to say, on our Discord. So we're working on that to get anyone, whether you're from a developer background or not, to just get started. If you're interested in creating a project or a game, we can help you with that. We're interested in getting you set up. But yeah, definitely through our social media, we've got some exciting things coming along. We've just, like I said, the soft launch of NFT.io, the new marketplace, and we're coming up with the new Enjin wallet as well, and Efinity, which is just, I feel like Efinity is the building bricks. It's like the missing piece to a jigsaw puzzle. It just holds everything together, because whilst I'm saying all of this, the wallet and Efinity will be working and will be supporting Efinity as well. So if you're a player, you can start collecting your NFTs on Efinity, and they'll be directly available in the Enjin wallet app. So yeah, we've got some exciting things. We're really excited for the future, but not just what we're doing at Enjin, but also we've been collaborating with other parachain leaders. So other parachain leaders in the space. We've been having talks with them. We're really excited because the way that we see it is that we're not all really competing against each other. We're all just trying to move the adoption together, parachain by parachain. And what I like mostly about what we're doing is each parachain is really doing something different to their own. So you probably have one that's focused on maybe DeFi, maybe another one focused on maybe infrastructure, and then we have like ourselves working mostly focusing on NFTs. So we really like to collaborate, and we want to create those connections and those relationships with other parachain leaders. But not also that, I think it's important to note that our community members and our game devs are really the core heart of what we do at Enjin. We're building these products not only just for the end user, but also just for our game devs, because they're the ones that are using Enjin in their games. They're the ones that are facilitating that process to get players on board. So yeah, it's a huge effort of collaboration. It's parachain leaders with game devs, with non-game devs, with creators, musicians, artists. It's everyone just all on board to see where this goes into the future. So yeah, definitely check out more like on social media, and yeah, feel free to reach out whenever.
Incredible, Esther, and one big gaming family. I love it. I will leave in the description, the links that you mentioned there about the socials and the Enjin and Efinity platform for the viewers to easily access. Thank you so much for your insights into NFTs in the world of gaming, and how Efinity is making it a better, greener place for gamers. That's exciting to hear. All the best with the launch of the NFT marketplace upcoming, and let's follow up in the near future.
Yeah, likewise. Really, really happy to be here, and yeah, we'll definitely keep in touch. And really excited to see how NFTs and gaming goes in the future. We're in a really exciting time. I know that I'll leave off with this one fact that Web3, I saw online that Web3 is estimated to be a 67.4 million industry by 2026, and I think that just shows that the whole Web3 and metaverse and blockchain gaming is going to really be the future, and it's going to be really exciting to drive that adoption. And especially what we do at Enjin, we try and drive that adoption for everyone to get on board.
Incredible. Thank you.
No worries.